Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sit Down presented by Visa, and we are absolutely thrilled today to be joined by Cavalry FC's newest signing, the answer at center back, or so I've been told, Levi Laing. Levi, thanks so much for sitting down with me for 10 minutes. I'm excited to get to know you, the league's excited to get to know you, the resume, all of that we'll get to, but I want to start with Calgary and what brought you here and what sold you on this project.
I think for me, that it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. Not many opportunities like this come often, more than once or twice in your life. And for me, I decided with my family, and we had a conversation. I was like, it's a risk, but I'm willing to take a risk in my life. And if there's no risk, there's no reward. So for me, I spoke with my family and it's like, let's do this and let's come to Calgary. So honestly, I've loved it ever since I've been here. I've loved meeting new people, meeting new staff, and it's been sensational since I've been here. So thank you.
I want to stay on the topic of family. You mentioned to me just before we began that it's not like you kind of threw a dart at the map and were going and living in hotels when you first got here. You have family in Calgary, so that connection must have made the decision a little bit easier and more special for you.
Exactly that. I've got a cousin and his wife here and the two little children, so for me it's been such a more easy transition. So I've been able to run errands with them, do stuff, set up certain things with my family as well, which has been nice. And I haven't seen them in ages, so it's always nice to see a familiar face, which you haven't seen in ages, so it's nice to see them.
And you're going to have a special supporter section tomorrow, I hear.
Exactly. Hopefully they'll be cheering my name, hopefully when we're getting the win.
Hopefully not booing your name, but we'll see what that relationship's like.
Exactly.
So I think anyone that's followed the Canadian Premier League for any amount of time knows Cavalry's story and the regular season dominance. Last year they finally won the league championship. What did you know about the club, and as these discussions with your team, with your family developed, what excited you about this team in particular?
I think for me, what excited me is the success they've had. Like playing in the CONCACAF, that's a big step with the club's development. And for me, I'm trying to play at the biggest stages as well. So it goes hand in hand. And like Cavalry, like I said, they had success next year, and we're trying to replicate it again this year. So for me, it was a no-brainer in terms of that aspect as well. So I really enjoyed coming here. The manager's been so nice to me. He's been really welcoming. The staff have been really welcoming, and my teammates have been really welcoming. And it's been easy to gel so far, and it's been easy to transition as well, which has been really good. So I've really enjoyed my time out here. I've understood what the manager needs from me when I hopefully play. So yeah, it's all good so far, really enjoying it.
As you get to know these teammates and as we get to sort of research more of your story as the media, we always find connections that come across. Now, I believe you didn't actually play with Tom Field, but there's a connection there, right? You were at Brentford at the same time, and I believe you're actually from the same hometown.
Yeah, so me and Tom are actually from Kingston, both back in London, which is crazy, and we're at the same academy. He was a few years older than me, however, we've been at the same academy, and obviously he came here as well. So it kind of our journey is kind of similar in that aspect as well, which has been a bit crazy. Obviously, it's nice to see a familiar face, someone you know from. I don't necessarily know him from home, but someone who's familiar, has the same from the same area. So obviously, me and him had a connection straight away, and he's been really helping me to understand what's needed from me, and also understanding what's also like in terms of the team, what the team needs from me as well. So from that aspect, it's been really, really good, and he's been really welcoming as well. He's welcoming me with open arms.
So that's a bit of the background, and that's such an important part of the story as supporters get to know the players on the pitch. But when they do see you step on the field for the first time and play, if I were to ask you to give the supporters the scouting report on yourself, maybe not necessarily the EAFC rating, but the scouting report, what can they expect from you?
I like to say I'm an aggressive centre-back who likes to win their defensive duels, but also quite composed in the aspect where I like to play through lines, can technically quite sound. So that's what I like to say I bring to Cavalry FC.
As you go through the tape and the training sessions and get to know the team, the coaches, and the style of play, where do you think that skill set of yours can fit in? Because Cavalry has always been a club that likes aggressive center backs that can chip in offensively, that command the line. So with that equation there, where do you fit in? How do you see yourself fitting in?
I just hopefully see myself getting minutes here and there and just showing what I can do when I'm getting those minutes. So for me, it's all about opportunity. So once I get that opportunity, hopefully I can show what I can do on the pitch and let my football do the talking in that aspect. Like I said, I've got new teammates as well, so understanding how they're playing, how it's going to affect how I'm going to play as well. So understanding what their nuances and stuff like that is really, really important. Like I said, gelling on the pitch is also important, gelling off the pitch as well. So getting familiar with new faces, new names, everything like that. So yeah, it's been really good and good. So hopefully I get opportunity to just showcase what I can do.
This is year 7 for the Canadian Premier League, so we're still a relatively nascent baby league in the grand scheme of football. It's curious to me, at least, or interesting to me when I think back of where we came from. And we saw last night there's the first women's professional league in Canada, and they're at the start of that journey. When the CPL was in those shoes, it was a lot of, you weren't really sure what you were going to get. There's a lot of Canadian young players, and that's still a focus for this league. But now we're seeing the likes of your profile go, oh, this isn't just a gamble for me anymore. This is a place where I can go and develop. Not to say that your case was you were buried in the academy system and couldn't get out, but we've seen that in this league. You get to come here and be a professional player day in, day out. But you come into that environment with a certain pedigree, with a certain education in football. I mentioned Brentford, obviously West Ham as well. When you reflect back on your journey so far and those experiences, those moments playing in big competitions in Europe, are there any that sort of stand out as extra special to you?
I think for me, making my debut in the Europa Conference League was a surreal moment for me. Obviously, playing in front of 200, 300 in the under-21s to 40,000 in the London Stadium with the West Ham fans, it was rocking. But honestly, I'm so grateful for have that opportunity. I've never seen my dad cry, or my family was there, so I've never seen my dad cry. My sister was there, my sister's best friend was there. Yeah. It was just a bit of an emotional time for me, but yet it was still quite surreal that I made my debut, and obviously went on to win the competition. West Ham went on to win the competition, so it was a crazy experience, and hopefully, like I said, I can't wait to have more experiences like this at Cavalry, so can't wait to get started.
Yeah, and obviously all players, and we're seeing a lot of Canadians, especially in this league, get that taste of international experience, whether it's the youth level, a few that have gone on to play for the senior national team. I know with the English U16 setup, I can only imagine the pressure cooker that must have been, and the players you play with. You think of the Bellinghams and the Musialas and all those that come through. Was there anything about those foundational times as a footballer that stand out, or the players that you played with that make you think like, wow, that's either someone's career that I want to emulate, or things about their approach to football that you want to emulate that stand out to you?
For me, like, Jude Bellingham was always driven. Like, you could tell he was very, very good on the ball, but he was very driven to make it. And to see what he's doing now in the Champions League for Real Madrid is crazy. Obviously, playing with him as well is a bit surreal now. Like, I've played with Jude Bellingham, played with Jamal Musiala, so those experiences within themselves were incredible for me. Obviously, you don't at that young age, you don't realise what they're going to do, and now they're going on to do things for Bayern Munich and Real Madrid is crazy. But like I said, within the experience itself, it was incredible to play for my country. That's one thing that they can't take away from me. So I'm happy to play for my country, England, and then hopefully I can build onto that and get more success with England and Cavalry as well. Yeah,
absolutely. And so those are the players that are sort of colleagues with you, because you're in that setup at the same time. Who were the footballers you looked up to growing up? This is always a fascinating question, because I mean, we're at One Soccer, we're about to see Lionel Messi in like 4 days, and that he's the pinnacle for strikers, but everyone has their own hero. I'm curious who yours were as a kid.
Like, my idol now, I would say, is Virgil van Dijk. The way he defends, the way he passes, he's just composure epitomised, really and truly. He's so good. But for me, it wasn't necessarily my position, but my player I really looked up to is a player called Yaya Toure. Yep. The way he was technically so good, yet powerful, and no one could like bounce him off the ball. So for me, it was just like, wow, like, he can implement technique plus power and strength and quickness. It was incredible to see for me.
Well, you're here for match 2, so the season is still brand new. You're at the starting line, and I think, as you've mentioned, and as you would have learned about the club, there's a desire for success. We're sat at Spruce Meadows, surrounded by success. That's the expectation here. What are you hoping to achieve this year, both as a player and as a club?
As a player, it's just making myself familiar with the league, with the new league. Also, and hopefully just getting wins and like getting an opportunity to play in front of the fans. I can't wait to play in front of the fans, show them what I can do, and for the team, just winning as many trophies as we can, win as many games as we can, because if we're winning games, morale's good and everyone's happy. So that's the main aim for the team, and then hopefully my main aim is to get as many games as I can and get as many minutes as I can, and just hopefully win trophies, really and truly.
Well, this has been the sit-down presented by Visa with the newest Canadian Premier League footballer, the newest member of Cavalry FC, Levi Laing. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for your time.